Okay, there's no gender pay gap. There's a mother gap. There's other reasons too, but women really take a hit when they become mothers. Okay, that's unfair. Fair enough, man. What the hell are you going to do about it?
It's not just that, though, right? And this is one also, I'm sorry to interrupt you here, but this is one of the things that I wanted to bring up, but I kind of lost track of it. The misrepresentation of you mirrors the misrepresentation of the gender pay gap, because it's a convenient misrepresentation that upon further inspection and understanding, you realize there is no gender pay gap. The gender pay gap, when people discuss it that don't understand it, and I've had these conversations with really intelligent people that just listen to what's in the news or read some very quick article talking about this problem that we have, and they assume that a man and a woman are working the same job, but the woman is unfairly paid 79 cents to the man's dollar. That's not the case.
It's not even close to the case.
The case is women choose different professions that don't pay as much. They work less hours, and they oftentimes get married and have children. And because they have children, they take paternity leave, and they make less money. And they make less money because of that.
So there's about 10 reasons or 20 reasons for the gender pay gap.
Right.
One of them being motherhood, but there's a whole slew of them.
But it's
men
never
work more
discussed.
dangerous jobs. Men work outside. Men are more likely to move.
But it's never discussed. It's
that's
discussed
because people don't like multivariate problems.
Well, it's not just that. It's a willful misrepresentation of a reality.
Yes, it
and I
certainly
think
is.
it mirrors this willful misrepresentation of where you stand. And I think these are all tied in together, where people want bad and good. They want a 1 and a 0. They want things to be very binary.
Yeah, they want them to be binary in the way they already understand. They want everything to fit their ideological lens, and things are more complicated than that.
This is a complex discussion that you're not going to get in a 5-minute segment on a talk show.
Right, exactly.
You're not going to get this on a radio show. You're not going to get this in an article that gets edited by someone with a biased opinion.
Yeah.
And this is the problem with mainstream media, and this is the problem with ideas, period.
Warren Farrell's book he wrote a book called, Warren Farrell is the guy who's most, been most pilloried for pointing out the real reasons for the gender pay gap. He wrote a book called Why Men Make More. Who'd he write it for? His daughters. Why? Because he wanted to help provide. Now, obviously, he was doing it for public consumption as well. But one of the motivations was, well, men do make more. Well, why? And if women want to make more, well, could they learn from the men who make more how to make more? And the answer is yes. The question is whether or not they'll do it. And the probable answer is most women won't. Because how much you make isn't the only hallmark of success in your life. You know, it's like, it's one measure, and it might be a measure that really competitive men compete for, and they do, and that's partly to provide access to increased mating opportunities, because that's built into the structure, something we never talk about either, although we could. So Warren wrote this to lay out all the reasons that men make more, but it was so that his daughters, at least in part, so that his daughters could figure out how to be socioeconomically successful.